Hello everyone, I'm Josh Garrett, and in this video we're going to be discussing the Document Object Model, or easily known as the DOM. The Document Object Model is really one of the most important things you need to learn in web development. However, it can seem slightly confusing at first. Even I didn't understand it in the first place. That is why I've tried to explain DOM as perfectly as possible in this video, so that I hope you can understand this topic. Now let us break this down step by step. When you load a web page, the browser reads the HTML code and constructs a visual representation of it. But behind the scenes, it also creates like a structured, tree-like model of the page. That is what we refer to as a DOM. For example, here's a very basic HTML page with head tag, body tag, and in it the title tag, the h1, and the paragraph tag. Now the browser sees this like a tree of elements. Imagine HTML to be the trunk, and the rest branches that divide itself to even more branches. That's, to put it simply, how DOM sees a HTML page. Each HTML tag, like h1, paragraph, and body, becomes a node in this tree structure. Since the browser builds this structured representation, JavaScript can access and modify it. This allows us to change the text inside elements, modify styles like colors and sizes, create new elements dynamically, remove elements from the page, and react to user interactions like clicks and typing. Without the DOM, a web page would be static, meaning nothing would change after it loads. However, now with the DOM manipulation, we can make websites look a lot more fun. JavaScript provides built-in methods to interact with the DOM. In this video, we're only going to be covering the basic operations, and if you want advanced operations, I am afraid you gotta search it up. Firstly, selecting an element. If you want to change an element on a web page, you first need to select it. The most common way is by using getElementById. So, if you insert an ID into a tag, you can recall it using document.getElementById. In this example, I used the ID message in the paragraph tag, and I console.logged the paragraph. This retrieves the paragraph element basically, so we can modify it. But how do we change content? For paragraph tags, we can simply update the text inside an element dynamically using .innerText. Since I already assigned the paragraph value, all I have to do is say paragraph.innerText equal to welcome to JavaScript. Now the text inside paragraph changes from hello world to welcome to JavaScript without reloading the page. Just like HTML, you can also change styles like color and font size using JavaScript. Here in this example, I'm changing the color of the paragraph to blue and the font size to 20 pixels. Here's how it looks now. One important thing to understand is that the DOM is best described as a live representation of the web page. This means if JavaScript modifies the DOM, these changes immediately reflect on the page. However, JavaScript does not modify the HTML itself. For example, if a button is clicked and JavaScript updates the text, the new text appears instantly without refreshing the page, and the HTML still remains as it was. A common point of confusion is the difference between HTML and the DOM. HTML is the original code written in a file, the .html, and the DOM is what the browser creates based on that HTML. The JavaScript interacts with the DOM, not the original HTML file. So for example, if we write this in our HTML and later change it with JavaScript to updated text, and now the HTML file itself remains unchanged, but the displayed web page updates. In conclusion, DOM is what allows JavaScript to make websites interactive and dynamic. It provides a structured way to access and manipulate elements on a web page. To summarize, the DOM is a tree representation of an HTML document. JavaScript can use DOM to select, modify, add or remove elements in the DOM. The DOM updates in real time when changes are made with JavaScript. Mastering the DOM is the key to creating interactive web applications. It is basically the foundation for animations and dynamic content and event handling in modern websites. Now, I hope this was able to explain DOM easily to you. And thanks for watching this video. Most of all, happy coding. If you'd like to see more JavaScript videos, click on this playlist. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Bye.